Hi friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Now today is Halloween. Happy Halloween. We are going to work on some pages in my Halloween journal for #halloweenjournalchallenge. This is hosted by Kia over at Kia Creates, and I'll have the info down below. Now I'm going to switch and do this in real time, because I'm running out of time. Okay, we're switching to doing this video in real time because I want to try to get some stuff done. And to be honest, I don't know if I will have time to film and then edit and do a voiceover. So I'm trying to simplify a little bit and make it more like we're hanging out and we are gluing together. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm trying to combine a few prompts if they feel like they go together from this challenge. So I'm combining Restless Spirits and Dark Forest. So here is our Dark Forest back here. And our Restless Spirit is none other than the Headless Horseman. And if you know the story of the Headless Horseman, there are tales that say that at night he goes around and looks for a new head. So here he is. He's restless. He's got his horse here. And he's wandering around looking for a new head. I thought it would be funny if I found some pumpkins or other sort of things he could use for a head. Maybe not even a pumpkin. Maybe like just anything round or something like that. I don't know. And then over here, we have some more restless spirits. These are some more ghosts all swirling around. But there's a new idea for these restless spirits. These ladies have decided to set the Headless Horseman up on a blind date. Then again, is it always a blind date if you don't have a head? They have found the perfect headless horse woman here. Here she is. She's headless and she's perfect for the Headless Horseman. So maybe he won't be as restless anymore. He's going to be, perhaps meeting the love of his life, and then he won't care what sort of pumpkin head or otherwise that he has. So this page is almost done. I just wanted to add probably a few more of these gravestones that I trimmed out because I was reading about the Headless Horseman, and it was saying that he is known to walk around the graveyard over in Sleepy Hollow, New York, and tie his horse up to the gravestone. I think that's what I read. I like how this one has a wing. I think that goes perfect in this little piece that goes out. And if this is your first time seeing this, this is my Halloween flippable journal, and we're working in the spooky side. So there are light and dark prompts for this challenge. That's the light side, and this is the dark side. But yeah, I figured these prompts go together so well. Dark Forest, that goes with Restless Spirits. And I knew I wanted to have the Headless Horseman in here somewhere. So I'm really happy. We found a spot for him. And we have all kinds of gravestones. Let's see, this one says Eternal Rest. Maybe I could put this one on this page like that. Yeah. Yeah, so I can't believe today is Halloween and it's going to be 80 degrees. So that's pretty crazy. I don't believe it's ever been that warm before. I don't really want to cover up the Headless Horsewoman. Let me just put this kind of like, I don't know if I want it tilted. Let's do this. I'm using this glue that I really like because then I can slide the images around. It gives me more time to play. It's very sticky and gooey though. I know I say that all the time, but I just don't want somebody to spend money for it and then be like, oh my gosh, what is up with this glue stick? It's too gooey. It may be too gooey for you. Sometimes it's too gooey for me, but I do really like it. I'm going to just enter if you dare because the Headless Horseman is pretty intimidating. And then is this my last one? I thought I had another one. Lost track. I thought I had another one with a crow or something on the top. Oh, I do. Here it is. It was under my little book I'm gluing on. Oh, this one has a vulture. It says, welcome, stay a while. So So let's pop this one on, and then I have some words too. Maybe I can stick this one over. Can I put it in the middle, sort of, to kind of cover up this crack? Well, then you might lose the words though, right? How about over here? We have welcome and go away, right? No, enter if you dare, beware, and welcome. So I guess we don't have a go away. And then this is the last one here. And I did cut it by accident when I was trimming out something else, but you can still use it. My beloved should be on this page. So we'll put that there. And these words go for legendary. They were already on the page with the Headless Horseman, which you may have seen in the little clip from earlier. So I'll just put that right here. Oh, my fingers are getting gluey from the glue stick, but that's okay. I ripped my words. There we go. All right, go for legendary. And then lastly, I have, he'll be the life of the party. So let's put that on. And that was already on this page too, but I just think it's funny. Go for legendary. If you're going to go on a date, go for legendary. And then the only other thing I have are some trimmings left over from this page and a little bit of forest. So I could use that. I could swirl some of that down there. I think I will. Just to cover up a little bit there. Oh, I got to do something about my fingers. They are way too sticky. Hold on. I have a little cup of water here and a little, I have like this little Pikachu cloth. I know it's not Pikachu. It's Mimikyu. Not that it matters, but anyway, I'm going to wet a corner of that, and then that way I can kind of clean off my fingers when they get really sticky from the glue, and they always do. All right, so that should be hopefully better. Now I can rip this without tearing the image where I don't want it to tear. I like the look of the torn edge. I think that would look cool down there. Let's see. So I think I'll just stick that kind of there. And we have this spirit too. I wonder if I can, these were just eels. We can have these guys kind of floating in from over here. So let's do that to kind of bring everything together on these pages. And I have a little bit of dark forest too. So I could just put that in the middle. Try to bring these things together here because I just have this white here, and I could just add paint too. I might do that, but let's stick this in here. Could also just put some washi tape in there. That would work. I can put it right like that and put this on top. I'm switching now to this glue. That one doesn't always give you as much time to kind of play with the images, but I like to use it if I'm pretty sure where I'm going to put things. I could just stick this in here. Or there's a little tiny piece right here where you can see the text. So I could just stick a little something over there too. Tuck that under there. Yeah, let's do that. There's one more little eel head right here. I can just kind of have, should I have him going right in like this? Yeah. So this looks good right here. We're not going for perfection. We're just going for the vibe here. And the vibe is a dark forest and a date. That was not the prompt. The prompt is no date. But that's what we're doing. All right, so that is, oh, I see a spot over there. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's cover up that text too. And I'm just going to use this. And I'm going to be trimming all of these little bits off the edge anyway. So I will clean that up. I'll turn off the camera and clean that up, and I'll be right back. All right, so those pages are all done. Restless Spirit and Dark Forest. We'll have to find out how their date goes. Next we have witching hour and cats, bats, and rats. And I do want to do an illustration for this page. So let me grab my supplies. Okay, actually I'm going to change my mind. I'm just going to do witching hour on these pages because I have a lot of images that I found that I thought I could use. So let's get glowing and see how it turns out. And we'll start with this big image here on that side. I think that will look pretty good. So witching hour is that time of night when there's all kinds of powerful magic going on, and you have witches and ghosts and all kinds of, you know, demons or whatnot are all out and about. So I try to find some images that have a little bit of everything. All these mysterious, oops, I just ripped it. As you probably heard as I'm gluing, but I'm trying to find some images with some of these kind of characters on them and have them all out and about and getting into stuff. Let's see, I'm just kind of stick that right on there, right? I mean, I rip images all the time by accident. And this background, I think, was talking about the brain or something, but it just looked so wild. That was one of the things I loved about having this, I keep wanting to say spooky prompts, but dark prompts, dark and light prompts, because I would try to look at some images, like this one is a little bit spooky, but some of the images I grabbed are not particularly spooky, but they had like spooky potential. Like I could see them being used in a way that would make them seem spooky, but they weren't meant to be. So it's been kind of fun to look at images in a different way, you know, as you're harvesting. You don't have to find Halloween images. You can find anything and turn it into a Halloween kind of vibe. Put them there. Let's see, what can go at the bottom? I have these Sanderson sisters little plushies. They could go at the bottom, you know, from Hocus Pocus. I still haven't seen that second movie. I know the second movie came out, I think, last year. But I was never, like, huge into the first movie. I know some people really love it. And I've only seen it one time, so I probably have to rewatch it again. Halloween just came too fast for me this year. I didn't get to finish or watch all the things I want to watch or read all the books I was hoping to read. It just came so fast this year. All right, so we trimmed that because I wanted to have some more of this to stick at the bottom. So I could put this like, maybe like at the bottom here and then have the sisters there. A little scrap trying to get in there. Yeah, I was really enjoying, let's see, I don't want that to take over the little pup there. But I've really been enjoying Halloween this year and getting into the Halloween spirit. Although I was late getting my pumpkins and everything. Just took the boys out to do that the other day. Luckily, they still had, actually the first place we went to, the first farm we went to, did not have any pumpkins left besides some white pumpkins, like some little white pumpkins, but they didn't have any regular pumpkins. I should have stuck this back here. I was going to do that. Can I still? I can if I rip this, I think. I can't just stick it back there. Let's see. But yeah, so the first place didn't really have any, but luckily we went to the next farm and they had pumpkins. And sometimes when you get pumpkins at the farm, they can be a little bit pricey, you know, but you want to support the farm. But we waited so long this year, not really intentional, just how it happened, that all of the big pumpkins were $8. So it didn't matter what size it was or how many pounds it was, because, you know, usually you weigh it and you pay per pound, and it can be like $20 a pumpkin, you know. So yeah, $8 a pumpkin at a local farm. So I thought that was great. All right, I'm not going to glue this yet because we're going to see who's going over here. Oh, and I have this little image of the moon with this branches. I thought that looked cool. Maybe I should trim this off real quick because I might want to use that. Okay, so now I've trimmed this up. I'll put this on. Yeah, I decided I was going to combine 2 prompts on these pages, which is why I was saying I was going to get my watercolor supplies. I was going to combine witching hour with cats, bats, and rats. But now I decided I am not going to do that. So this is just going to be witching hour because I had a lot of images and I wanted to take up both pages. I'm not going to glue this side because I want to put this image over here. And I think I can kind of like rip these guys out so I can use them. Like how many guys can I rip out? If I put this here, it goes to like there. So I might be able to use those. So I'm going to save those. Just wanted to find some images of like monsters and demony sort of things. And look at this kid. They're just trying to have a banana and these creatures come out. Well, what's this kid doing walking around in the forest at like midnight? Then I have this dude hanging out with a demon or the devil here. So we'll put them like right there. But what's going to go here? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe these little guys that I saved, they can go down there. Should they go on top or under? I think I'll glue this guy hanging out with the devil, probably making some sort of terrible deal because these things tend to not go well. So I think I'll do that. Now we'll fold that on top like that. And these guys can go over here. But actually, I still have a little bit here. So I put these guys like, oh wait, I don't want this part. It's like a part of the packaging there for them. I could put them like that. Or like, I don't know why I just ripped that. I was going to use that in a different place, and then I wound up just using it there. And then we'll get some more of this image that I trimmed off the top. Oops, I did not mean to rip that. My fingers are getting sticky again. And I think we'll just glue these things down here. I think I'm going to add this swirl down here because I've got a little bit of page there. I can just kind of do that. Make it kind of messy. I like these like nerve endings here. I wonder if I can stick those somewhere. But yeah, these witches all have names too. They're super cute. They're from a Grandin Road catalog. That catalog is free and it's chock full of really cool images for Halloween. So I definitely would recommend it if you don't have that. A lot of the images I used this year came from the catalog, like the Headless Horseman. All right, now I'm going to trim this up again, and we'll see if there's anything else we want to add. Okay, so this is pretty much done. I'm just going to add these words, "The witch is in." And then I think I'm going to also just color around the edge of it. And it can be scribbly. I don't need it to be neat. There we go. Now, sometimes you might see an area like this that looks like you forgot to glue something. So So if you just lift it up, then you can see your edges, especially when you have a shaped journal, because you might be actually seeing the pages under it. Especially if you didn't cut all your pages even, like me, I think. So that page is pretty much done. I think that captures the kind of wacky, magic, creature-y sort of things that are happening in the wee hours. So next we have cats, bats, and rats. So I have this background. I glued that right on there. And then I have a napkin. I just grabbed this napkin and then traced with a little bit of water on a paintbrush, made a circle around, and then ripped it out. I'm thinking of putting that right here. So I've got the bats, and then I've got a cat here on this cover. And these are mice, but we can say they're rats, right? So I'm going to cut this out. I think I'm going to trim this out. I don't think I want that part at the bottom. And then put that on. And then we have cat, rat, and bat. Okay, so apparently this video is going to be a combo of hanging out and voiceover. That's just the kind of day it is over here. So I've got my napkin. I'm gluing it on. I didn't realize there was still another ply to it, because sometimes the napkins are like 2-ply or 3-ply. So ripped that off. Wound up ripping the bats a little bit, but most of them managed to stay on okay, so I just glued it on there. And then I trimmed out that image of the cat. That is like my central image, so got to get that on. And then our rats. And I wanted it to have a different vibe from the cover of the magazine. I wanted it to be a little more fun, maybe. So we have our pumpkin, and then there's this cat. You may remember me hauling that image. It was a lickable spoon ad, but in this case, the cat is licking the pumpkin because it is just a strange cat. Who invited that cat? And it turns out the cat and the rats are playing, and the bats too, I suppose, are playing a nice Halloween board game. So nothing dastardly happening here. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've done today. We were able to get a bunch of prompts done, and also I did do rough rips. So stick around so you can see that. So first of all, we have our 2-page layout with Restless Spirits and Dark Forest, where the Headless Horseman is meeting his blind date, the Headless Horsewoman. How do you think their date went? What do you think? Got any jokes for that sort of thing, or some witty puns, or how do you think that went? Next we have Witching Hour, and we have all kinds of wonderful, weird, and wacky things happening. Oh, I did add this little, I think it's like one of those globes, those night lights that project the stars and stuff on your ceiling. But I thought it also looked like a nice little crystal ball. So I added that. I think that was the only thing I added off camera. Then we have cats, bats, and rats, which you did see. And we've got our cat and rats and bat playing this little board game. And I added that little zombie cat sticker at the very bottom there. And then I made this page for rough rips. It says, "Don't make a grave mistake. Shop at Rough Rips, where we have fashion under wraps." And there's a dog over here going, "That's rough." So I took this picture from a Land's End magazine, and it was this guy walking a dog. And then I just ripped up some painty paper that I had and made some mummy fashions here. Some nice wraps, custom-made wraps. And now this guy is styling for Halloween or for the afterlife. So that's it. Happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have an awesome day or a spooky day, whatever kind of day you want to have. And I will see you again soon.